Hello YouTube, this is Quantum Fear and welcome to another one of my videos. So I finally found what I want this series to be. And instead of basically a fast-paced leveling, watch me level, I decided to make it in kind of like a talking topic basically. And my gameplay is more of just something for you to watch. I have been told on many of occasions that I have a very weird sense of things, and very a unique perspective on stuff. So I figured I'd kind of put that to use and see how it turns out. Now, the topics I'm going to be hitting aren't going to be the big ones, you know, nothing political, religious, nothing like that. It's going to be on here unless I get some like overwhelming amount of people who want to know. Basically, I'm going to kind of stick to the, basically lighter stuff, like, 60 frames per second for video games. You know, there's a big movement out there that all video games now should be that. And, stick to things like that. What makes a good role-playing game? What makes a good game? And stuff like that. Also, may talk about movies. I enjoy movies a lot, and critics, and maybe I actually have an idea about what to do when someone like a Jehovah's Witness shows up at your door. All stuff that I think would be very funny. And while I'm talking about that stuff, one topic, I'll talk about it for about 20 minutes, I mean the length of the video, and I'll kind of intersperse in there also like kind of what I'm doing on screen in case you happen to want to know what's going on. Like right here, I'm actually just entering a mine. I just have to check it out, and I don't even have to go very far until it just tells you. But actually, if you notice really closely, you notice that I have a staff of Jordan on her back. At the time of leveling this, I needed a staff that would level with me, and the only one I had, was the magic one, so she has an intelligence, and it was in fact better than the one I had before. After doing this, I talked to a friend of mine, and he was like, you can go buy all the stuff now, and I had no idea, so I decided to. So my next video, you'll see that I have a different staff. So I was actually pretty proud about thinking this topic up. If anybody who knows me, I am basically, this is a kind of a family trait, but I fall asleep very easy. I'm borderline narcoleptic, which means that you fall asleep without meaning to. Where I can basically, my friends have told me that we were sitting there watching TV, we're in the middle, we had a conversation, we stopped, watched TV, and then they look over and I'm asleep in like 3 minutes. And I've timed myself. I've actually fallen asleep in under 2 or 3 minutes before, while I'm like, in the middle of the day. I was bored at the time, so it's not like I was driving when I was doing this. And so that, and so basically last night I lost my train of thought. I was up for almost an hour trying to get to sleep, which is a really, really long time for me. And I was like trying to think, and what was going through my head were like ideas for this video or these videos, like things I could talk about and stuff like that. And at first I'm like, I'll talk about hard-hitting topics like overpopulation and religion things and political stuff. At first, I'm like, that's be a neat idea, and it'll give me a reason to look into it, because really, most of that stuff, I don't really, I'm not a political person. I have my opinions, which is why I'm doing this show, but I really stay out of it normally. I don't stick my nose into it, and it's just, I just never really liked much politics, and I've never really much liked it. But I was really quite impressed with myself that I was up for so long thinking about this. I kept wanting to like wake up and go, "Hey, I should write this stuff down," and I never did. But hopefully, I got some of my friends and stuff, and they're kind of they're going to give me topics on, that I can talk about and stuff too. So hopefully I'll have a lot of different topics. And if anybody who actually watches this, go ahead and suggest stuff, and I'll, I don't know, man, you might not be able to hear that, but that's my kitty. Yeah. Go ahead and suggest stuff, and I'll give it a roll around in my head and see what what I think of it. Really, that's all I just really, on this particular video, I just kind of wanted to say what I want, what this particular line of videos is going to be about. And so, I'll start with the whole topic things later. You actually saw the warning, the kind of like the disclosure saying, hey, this is my opinion. It doesn't mean that I'm wrong or right. It's just, that's the way it is. And it's, so I thought that, I don't know, I thought that typed out pretty well. It ended up pretty good and pretty well. I still, I still may have people on with me to talk about this stuff, and who knows, maybe I'll just keep our conversations to 20 minutes. That wouldn't necessarily be a bad idea either. So it's weird how these ideas come to you, and I've been a couple of times now where I'll have ideas and I'll just not bother with them. And I think that's what the difference between people who are truly successful at this kind of thing, or most things, I guess, in life, is that when they have an idea, they go for it, and they look into it. They really, really look into it, and not kind of back out when they're just I mean, of course, at that point, it might be their job to do that. Where I'm, this is not my job at all. I have a good job, so. Okay, what am I doing here? Right now, I'm just killing bears and stuff. I think I'm still looking for. Yeah, I think I'm still looking for bears at this point, because kill them all on this side, and then I'm gonna head over to the other side and kill. I'm gonna realize I need more Morlock fins, and what's the other thing? Bandanas, I guess. I don't know. This section was I'm basically finishing up this area. This is like the opening area for humans, and so I'm just kind of cleaning this up, and then after this I go to West Falls, which is to the west, obviously, I guess, since it's West Falls. But so yeah, I don't know what else to say, honestly. I mean, this particular video has a lot of traveling in it, so I just don't kill more wolves and just kill things in general. I'm not sure what else to talk about. Because I didn't write anything on. That is the fault of mine, of not talking about that. But really, I mean, so if you look at it, compared to, okay, so this area, it has changed quite a bit compared to when I was in this area. I mean, for one, there are 2 flight points in this map. When I was going through it, the first time, years and years ago, there wasn't any. You had to, well, except for the one in Stormwind. So you had to go in that area. Now they have a couple of them. I mean, heck, in West Falls, there's 3 of them when there was 1 before, and the town itself is surrounded by a wall. I was amazed to see the difference, and I don't know if that was just a straight up, hey, here's Cataclysm, we're gonna do something different kind of thing, or what. But yeah. So I'm going to give you a topic. This isn't quite. We'll start with this: cats and dogs. I myself am a cat person. I have nothing against dogs. I think dogs are fine. I've never owned one, honestly, so it's not like I can say I've experienced both sides. But I am definitely a cat person. Growing up, the household I lived in was very much the cats. As a joke, the cats sort of ruled everything. We just kind of lived there, where they tended to get the best. If they were sitting in a chair, you sat somewhere else, unless it's there was nowhere else, or you just were just no, I'm gonna move you now. Much to the cat's annoyance, but it was definitely a cat kind of mentality. And I mean, they would get on the table, and we would not get tell them to get off, we would just kind of like cover up our food and kind of work it that way. We actually had one cat for a longest time. Whenever we ate, we ate at like a bar kind of thing, like in a kitchen, in our kitchen, and we had a microwave, and the cat would sit up on the microwave and just kind of watch us eat. He would never come down and try to do anything, but he would sit up there the whole time. He did that for a very, very long time, and we actually have a picture of it, and it's one of the best pictures of him. Man, he was such a good cat. He was very soft-spoken, but he was very, very sweet, and I enjoyed him a lot. He, in early years when cats got too old, they tended to just disappear. And I just thought that's the way things were, you know. It never occurred to me that something may have eaten them, and or you know, we just thought, well, they're old, and that's just kind of, they disappeared on us. And it wasn't until later. Wow, at this point, this is probably 12 years ago, I guess, when my parents. I had not been out of college for more than a few years, and my parents' cats. They had 5 cats living at their house right now. 2 of which were my sisters. 4 of them died in 1 year. 1 got hit by a car. 1 died of old age. And 1 died. Let's see, 1 died. I think I missed that. We had 6 cats, I guess. 1 got hit by a car. 1 died of old age. 2 we think got killed by a fisher cat, which, for those who are not from the area or know what I'm talking about, they're kind of like a weasel that got kind of overcrowded around here. They were actually brought in by people in order to control the porcupine population, but to come to find out, they actually started attacking the rabbits because rabbits are probably better eats than porcupines, and so there's that. And so we lost 2 to them. We're pretty sure. No real evidence, but that's our guess. And we lost 1. The last one, we think he died of loneliness. Basically, of all of my parents' cats, 4 of them were my folks. 1 was my sister's. He was the last one, and we found him he kind of wasted away for a while. He got really, really skinny, and we found him his nose in a it was like a scratching box with like catnip in it, and that was it. His name was Sylvester. He was my sister's cat when she was younger. Sweet, really, really sweet cat. By the end of it, he liked me a lot. So I had some really fond memories of like his later years, and he was a good cat. He was like an orange. He was like a pumpkin. He like pumpkin colored. He's an orange tiger cat. My sisters, one of them was my sister's like travel companion. My sister used to be a traveling nurse, and so she would, she got this cat to bring with her, and it was this small little cat, but soft as you could not imagine. And my sister finally found another one, which was kind of a stray. This one being a big black, like solid black cat, who was very nice. A little chubby, but very nice, when you got to know her. Anyway, now that was years ago. I mean, I have 2 of my very own cats. My sister has 2 of her own cats, and my parents, I think, have gotten 2 different cats. At this point, they tend to end up getting older cats from people who don't want them anymore, and my parents just take care of them. They actually have one that was my mom's friend's cat. She's like 17 or 18 years old, but she just keeps living, and she doesn't like other cats, but she's a nice enough cat when you get her alone. Anyway, but that's a long thing. But anyway, why I like cats. Cats, they're very independent. I'm not one who wants something that's like always going to be in my lap. And so my cats specifically tend to stay away from me until I'm like, I'm in bed, and then they kind of get on top of me. Cats also tend to take care of themselves, which again is another thing which, that's just what I happen to like. And the whole thing, and those are the exact reasons why a lot of people don't like cats, because dogs require, like, they want you to take care of them. And they would just want to be around you. But there was a joke I heard, and I'm actually talking longer here. But there was a joke I heard once where basically a dog looks at a person and says, "They give me food, they protect me, they take care of me. Looking at humans, they must be a god." When a cat looks at a human and says, "Well, they give me food, they protect me, they keep me warm, I must be a god." And that really sums up the whole cat versus dog relation. A cat looks at a person and says, "Well, let's do this thing, but you better, remember I'm my own thing." Where a dog's very much more of a pack animal, and that's like a very genetic that's a very genetic thing. But as I'm going to end these, what do I really know? I don't know much about anything, and that's just my opinion. Remember that. All that's just my opinion, and it's everybody's right. I feel that to have an opinion, and whether it's right or wrong, it's theirs. So what I'm doing here is I'm actually about to go kill Hogger. Hogger is like a legendary. I talked about him in my first video, where we used to be that people used to think you get 100 level 1s to go kill him, and you'll get like something special happen. Come to find out, this is interesting because they do like a cutscene now, which they didn't do before. They just let you kill him, and now some guys show up from the like right here. See, I whap out. I do like a charge thing, and these guys show up, and they basically take him away to the stockades. So it's just like, what the hell happened there? And I don't know. But so yeah. So after this, I am going to see how much time do I have left here. Bum 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 ba da ba da bum 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 bum. I only got 2 minutes, but after this, I'm going to drop this stuff off. I believe I jump back to, and then I head to West Marches, where I basically look at what amounts to like the spoof of NCIS, no, CSI Miami, and that was funny to see. But well, I guess that'll be it. Got about 2 minutes left, give or take, and I'm not really sure what else to say at this point. Cats and dogs. I prefer cats. Dogs are nice, though. My neighbor has a very nice dog. He is very well trained, though. He is a police dog, and I've known some very, very nice dogs. Actually, growing up, I had kind of had a semi-fear of dogs, which is weird considering I used to deliver newspapers. And the barking dogs would really used to bother me until fairly recently, when after I got my cats, I don't know, something happened and they don't so much bother me. I mean, you should always be wary of a barking dog regardless of what's going on, but when they are trying to be friendly, you know that you have to taking care of them is not such a bad thing. Okay, so that'll be it for me on this. Enjoy the rest of the video. I'll turn on the sound for that, but it's going to be sped up, so I'm not sure it's really worth... let's see here. It's really worth listening to. But I appreciate it if you go to the end anyway. Have a great day. I hope that life brings you everything that you could possibly want, but not more than you can handle. Have a good one, and I will talk to you in my next video when I talk about something actual relevance besides cat and dogs, because some people like ferrets, and I've seen a couple of good ferrets, although I'm not sure they're legal now that I think about it. That is something worth looking into. Yeah, so follow me on Twitter. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button there on YouTube. Follow me on Twitter, and you'll at least know. I don't really tweet anything, but you'll at least know when I show up. So have a good one. I will talk to you later. Goodbye, Internet.